Good morning, morning, good morning.
We are back here on Tobago Updates into our first interview this morning. There is a friendly face here waiting for you with a very big smile. I know a lot of you will be familiar with him. A lot of you have little tiny, what should I say, little tiny brothers, sisters, whatever we refer to our pets as. You know, we have with us this morning Dr. Todd Denoon, a veterinarian surgeon from the Tobago Animal Hospital. Good morning to you, Dr. Denoon.
Good morning, and I want to say season's greetings to Tobago, Trinidad, and beyond. It's a pleasure to be here.
Hello, listen, Todd walked in with this Christmas hat and I'm here like, what am I doing? So maybe you'll get a Christmas hat from me next week. Who knows, right? Todd, Dr. Denoon has inspired me to have one of these hats here this morning. Very happy to be here with you, as I said earlier. All right, so before we get into the nitty gritty of it, who are you? Who is Dr. Todd Denoon?
I mean, that's such a loaded question, a very big question, but specific to today,
yes,
I'm one of the vets at the Tobago Animal Hospital, which is located up at Government House Road, obliquely opposite the President's House. I've been practicing for about 8 years. So, you know, I've been around for a while. So many of you may be familiar with me in that capacity.
I think maybe slighting it. Whether or not, you know, it's in the hospital or out of the hospital, we know Dr. Denoon, right? And of course, in very good light. Let me just throw that in there, right? So you are here to speak to us about the hazards that we should look out for in terms of dealing with our pets over the Christmas season. Now, a lot of us are very excited. We climb in the ladders, we climb in the trees, we want to hang the Christmas lights and the little, what should I say, Christmas wreath? Somebody called it a wreath yesterday. Yeah. Christmas wreath, etc., etc. Right? We have a lot to do over the Christmas season, and we may forget that we have the little ones running around.
Yes.
Right? So, what are some of the hazards that we, as pet owners, might have to look out for?
All right, so 'tis the season, and it's a season for many things,
yes,
including stress. So we are doing the most right now. We're cleaning, we're painting, we're decorating, families coming in, and that can be stressful for us. But I think what people often don't understand is that it can be stressful for our pets as well. And what that means is that you have new people coming in, who don't know these pets, who the pets, more importantly, don't know. And of course, you have little kids around, you have a change to their routine, they all of a sudden seeing all these different things happening. And again, change is one of the things that inspires anxiety and stress. So one of the things that you want to do is take note that your pets are still around, and you want to ensure that you start planning for your pets. So that would include making sure that you feed them on time, try to make sure that their routine is, you know, not changed too much.
Yes.
In terms of anxiety, that is something that, again, many people don't understand happens in animals. So if you do know that your animal or your pet does have some anxious behaviors, so they vocalize a lot, so they'll be meowing or barking, constantly, they have separation anxiety. So when you're leaving, they seem very affected by that. If they're pacing and circling and all these things, there are a number of things that you could do to ease that transition. So the first thing, again, keeping the established routine. So feeding them on time. You could also ensure that they have places where they could retreat to that is nice and calm. And for long-term stress management, you may include certain either medications or treatments that may ease that. One of the things that we use is probiotic and calming supplements. So probiotics can help with ensuring increased levels of tryptophan, which helps with certain neurotransmitters, and it could influence the brain-gut axis. So those are some technical things, but ultimately it can help in long-term stress management. I want to see and underline long-term. So for example, Calming Care, which is one of the products by ProPlan and Purina, it's a probiotic, but that is something for long-term management. So you're looking at 6+ weeks for real effect. It's not like a sedative, so it's not something you just drop in and expect them to be chill out for, you know, the next few hours while your people are over. All right, so managing stress. The other thing is you're going to be including a lot of very attractive things like your tinsels, like your electricity, like your lights, baubles, and all these things, which are very attractive to pets, and they can be choking hazards, for example, tinsels and your baubles. And more importantly, if you have very small animals like your kittens, your cats, your puppies, these lights that are flashing and stuff and maybe running around the ground can also be a electrocution hazard. All right. The next thing that we're also going to be putting in is our festive plants. We have a lot of plant daddies and moms as well, but as you know, poinsettias are very topical at this time of year. And we also have things like dumb cane. People are prettying up the house. So you need to ensure if you're bringing in plants that you know whether or not they're going to be toxic to animals. The more common ones that can cause some toxicity are poinsettias and your dumb cane, or the scientific name is Dieffenbachia. So if you're bringing in plants, consult with your vet or maybe even the retailers to find out if they're safe for your animals.
Okay.
And of course, you mentioned that we're cleaning and all of these things. Chemicals, again, can also be toxic. So we're having paint, we're having paint thinners, we're having bleach, we're having all these things. So you need to make sure that when you are cleaning and so forth, that you either separate them from your pets, so make sure your pets don't get involved with them. Make sure that they are stored after you use them properly, and all these sorts of things. So those are the overarching environmental issues. So the things that aren't specific to what the pet may be ingesting, but things that happen to be in the environment.
All right. So those were the environmental hazards. As you
Yes.
said, it's a little bit easier to deal with the environmental hazards because now we could look at where we put our lights. As you said, what type of plants we bring into the home over the Christmas season, etc., etc. Right? But what about, a lot of us like our bellies.
Yes.
Right, and the chocolates and the cakes and the stuff, they come out for Christmas.
Yes.
And though dogs in specific, I would say, because I think I know about the dogs. Though dogs may think it smells nice to be consumed, it's not supposed to be consumed, and that is chocolate.
Yes.
Right. So what are some of the effects of animal consumption on some of these things?
Right. So again, 'tis the season.
Right.
There's going to be more food, lots of it, and a lot of times you're going to have extra food that a lot of people may end up feeding their animals. We are feasting, we are having a lot of great times, and you may also want to include your pets. So the first thing is plan. So what you want to do to prevent these sort of things is to ensure that you prepare treats that are safe for your pets to be available around that time. Have a conversation, especially with persons coming in, what your pets do eat, what they can't eat. For example, they may have specific food allergies, or you may be very strict with what they should be eating. So let them know that, hey, in this house, we don't feed our animals bones. We don't do table scraps, etc. So that persons coming in don't endanger your pets by veering off of your schedule. So that's the first thing you want to do. If you have a pet and people are coming in, friends are coming over, and your pet is inside and exposed to these persons, you want to have a conversation and say, hey, don't give my pet anything that I haven't approved of. Get your pet-friendly snacks and treats available, because again, you want them to be a part of it. Our pets are a part of our family. So have that available so that your friends, the kids can feed your animals in a very safe way. Okay. So some of the dangers, chocolate. It's one of the most common things that people know isn't going to be good for your pet. They can cause really bad nervous system reactions, digestive reactions. So you want to ensure that chocolate is stored safely away from your pets. If you do think that your animal has ingested chocolate, contact your vet immediately. Have an idea of the weight of your pet and the amount of chocolate and the type of chocolate. All of those are really important because toxicity is a measurement of the quantity. So when it comes to chocolate, The darker the chocolate, the more potent the effects are going to be. So for example, a very large dog eating a small block, like 1 block of a Hershey's milk chocolate, it's probably going to be okay. A Pumpek having that, probably going to be a bit of a issue. So know the weight of your dog, get a rough idea of what type of chocolate it is, and the quantity of chocolate. And then we may be able, you call your vet with that information, and then we'll be able to say, you know what, okay, that should be fine, or this is what you do, get to the hospital now, and then we could treat with it then. All right, so that's for chocolates. High-fat foods. The ham is out, the trimmings from the ham, bones, high-fat foods can cause something called pancreatitis, because it overwhelms the pancreas. Then the pancreas leaks the digestive enzymes into the abdomen, and that starts digesting and inflaming and damaging all the internal organs. Bones, again, are a lot more common. They cause obstruction, they could cause damage to the mouth, and so forth. So you really want to be very careful with what is available. Sugar-free snacks, the sugar substitute, xylitol, is toxic. Raisins can be toxic as well, grapes. So you, again, in the festive rice and stuff, if you're looking to add table scraps, make sure that there are no raisins, pastels, and just a plug, if you have pastels, don't feed them to your pet, send them to me. I love the pastels. My pastel has to have raisins and olives. Send them to me, don't give them to your pet.
Okay, so what I'm hearing from this is that whatever food I have for Christmas, I don't have to share them with my pet, and I'm so happy, right? Thank you, Dr. Denoon,
You're
for
welcome.
that. Okay, what about the pet owner who, I mean, you said it's a very stressful season, of course, even though we are out to enjoy it. The planning and preparation is a bit stressful. It could be a bit much, and we might not pay attention to the fact that a pet might induce, might ingest, chocolates, right? But we're seeing the effects of such. You know, the dog might be throwing up a lot, or it might be going to, shock. It might, doesn't want to eat other things and stuff like that. Is there anything that we could do at home to treat with this situation until we can get to the Tobago Animal Hospital?
Right, so first and foremost, any treatment that you're going to be doing at home should be guided by your vet. So the first thing that you do, if your animal is behaving strangely, call the vet. Tell us what you think might have happened. In that case, we may ask you to induce vomiting if it is a situation where that is applicable, because not all things can be remedied by inducing vomiting. For example, if they ingested bleach or anything that is corrosive, it burnt going down, it's going to burn coming back up. All right? So let us first talk about what are some of the signs of toxicity. You would see either lethargy, so the animal is just not as energetic. You may see digestive signs, so that may be vomiting, diarrhea, abdominal pain. A lot of them have nervous system effects, so you may be seeing seizures, trembling. They may be walking very unsteady. That's something called ataxia. So they're walking like if they're drunk. All these things may be happening. Call us and let us know. So for example, inducing vomiting may involve the use of hydrogen peroxide. But again, please let us know what you think may be going on so that we can guide you as to what you can do.
Okay. Yeah. All right. And last but not least, because as we're hearing, the Tobago Animal Hospital is on the go and ready to serve the public and its pets owners over the Christmas season and beyond. So, can we have some more information about the Tobago Animal Hospital as it pertains to its location? Well, you told us Government House Road, but in more detail, where we can contact you all, is there any social media handles we could follow?
Yeah, so social media, we're on Instagram and Facebook, Tobago Animal Hospital. In terms of contacting us, you have the office number, 239-7837, and our emergency contact number, so that is for after hours, and that is 688 8281. So if you have something going on, call the 688 number, and you'll be able to get a vet. We are on call throughout all the time. The vet who is on call may be rotated, but we should be available.
Okay. But there is always somebody to treat with
There's
our pets.
always someone to answer your call.
All right. So we are looking forward to a very festive season, and truth be told, your pets are also looking forward to it because new things are coming into the household.
Yes.
But we have to keep them safe. So thank you so much, Dr. Denoon, for taking us
welcome.
through what we have to put in place to keep our pets safe here on Tobago Updates this morning. All right. Viewers, as we go on this morning, I ask you to share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.